Welcome back to Race Control and leg 5 of the Volvo Ocean Race. A couple of days ago, Ian Walker warned his team, be careful what you wish for. And that has totally proven true overnight. It's full-on Southern Ocean conditions now, huge waves, ice, and unfortunately a couple death rolls amongst the fleet. Abu Dhabi was the first to wipe out, then 3 more unplanned dives. Rob Greenoff was driving when it happened on board Mount Frey.
Yeah, that's what you call a Chinese jive. Not very funny, but obviously pretty breezy. Big waves, just coming down a big wave, nose went in, and sort of rudder's, a bit of a pitch pole. And that's it, out of control. Into a jive, obviously laid on its side then. No disastrous damage, but tore the J2, and then we've done a bit of damage to the main. Obviously losing a shitload of miles in the process, but licking our wounds now. I mean, it happens. It's not an uncommon thing to happen. It does happen. I'm sure other boats will do them as well, but it's never fun.
You can definitely believe it's not fun. It sounds like Francisco was even pulled above water by Xavi when they went over. And Rob was right. They weren't the only team to do it. It happened to 2 others as well. Dongfang, just before sunrise, so it was pitch black.
We've been bending, we bent 2 stanchions, and except that, nothing was broken. So quite lucky on this one. When you do a Chinese jibe like that, at the beginning, the boat is going quite deep in the water, and I was under the water, something like so that's why. But after that, the boat come up a bit more.
We call that a Chinese jibe.
No.
Yes?
You want a Chinese jibe? We call that a Chinese jibe.
Okay.
It might actually have been the worst for SCA. Skipper Sam Davies told us about it in this LiveX. Sam, thanks for joining us. It sounds like you guys had quite an intense night. Can you tell us what happened?
We're kind of going into the night with the plan to try and be pretty conservative and take extra reefs, furl the throw, and really watch out for squalls. But we got caught out by one which we didn't really see in time. And it wasn't actually that windy, but we had a couple of wipeouts and our throw ripped completely and basically fell in the water. So we didn't want it to go under the boat and catch around the keel of the rudders, so we were planning to jibe. But then just as that started going on, then we did get really hit by the squall, and so our jibe was a little bit earlier than planned, and we basically went into a bit of a Chinese jibe, pinned the boat right over on the side, and but the good thing out of it was that we did end up with a throw to windward. And we did manage to recover it. We think we can probably repair it. The bad news was we broke a couple of battens, and so that took a bit of time. We had to get the main down and settle down, get everyone fed and slept a little bit, and fix a couple of holes in the main before we could get it back up and going again.
Yeah, fair enough. Can we talk about the moment of the Chinese jibe itself? I mean, I'm sure it's quite a shock and very scary on board when that scenario happens.
Yeah, well, personally, I was actually off watch. I was trying to get 1 hour rest before the busy night. So I experienced it down below. I'm not sure which is more scary, is when you're down below and you have no idea what's going on, or if you're on deck getting a bit wet. But I think the biggest worry for all of us was the rig, and but yeah, for sure, when the boat's over at 90 degrees and you're walking on down below we're walking on the walls, and on deck the girls are hanging on for dear life onto whatever they can, and then trying to get the runner back in order to be able to release the main. Pretty full on. At the time of that was happening, Liz was doing a little bit of work on the keel hydraulics. So we had just have a small leak in our keel hydraulics, and she'd switched the battery switch on, so no one could actually start the engine and put the keel in the centre. So it was sort of pinned over on our side a bit longer than planned, because we had to get that back on and the engine up running so we could centre the keel. It's pretty good team building exercise for everybody last night, and I think, as we said, sometimes you have to do these things to learn how the Southern Ocean is, and we're learning really fast. And for us, the most important thing is that we didn't damage the boat and nor any bodies.
Very, very fair and very good point. It sounds like very good seamanship afterwards to get it all under control and back up and running and back into race mode. And today it looks beautiful, what we're seeing right now. It just...
No, really, it's freezing cold, and we've just had a 50-knot hail squall, and there's been ice all over the deck. We've been throwing snowballs out of the main reefs and skidding on the ice in the cockpit. So it's not really ideal yet. We're getting some really massive squalls, so we're sort of not really fully arced up, just because we've got to take care of everything.
Like Sam said, the good news is they're all safe on board all the teams, even as the conditions get colder. So let's take a look as to how badly these incidents affected the racing. With the northwest wind direction yesterday, the teams were sailing downwind, starting to jibe. Abu Dhabi's wipeout was actually the first, but didn't affect them too badly. Dongfang was next, with the Chinese boat jibing accidentally when the gust hit during their planned jibe just before sunrise. Then Motfre death rolled, going from 28 knots of boat speed to just 2.2 in a matter of seconds. And finally, Team SCA, just after sunset, 9 hours later. No such issues have been reported for Team Brunel, who continue to lead, having crossed the fleet to be northernmost. The breeze has since shifted to the southwest as a cold front overtakes them. There have been squalls and decreasing breeze, which should continue to lessen as the teams approach the ice limits overnight. The ice limits might be moved again tonight, as an iceberg has been spotted just east of our current northernmost point. But the good news is the breeze is lessening, so we wish all the teams safe passage overnight, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next Inside Track.